Hi, welcome back to my channel. We are about relationships with ourselves first, okay? Some of us are on a twin flame journey, and some of us have to deal with the twin flame journey and people adding partitioners, rituals, OBR, you name it, okay? So we're here to try to manage our emotions, okay? So we can have a good relationship with ourselves, so we can have a healthy relationship outside of ourselves. I know it's not easy, okay, with times of today, the struggles and the trials and tribulations, all right? But we're learning, okay, to identify our intuition for good health, good wealth, but it comes from the essence of love, all right? Loving self, loving beings, loving planet, loving God, and taking that pathway, okay, to create balance with our choices, but using the intuition so you can create with the universe, okay? So someone is thinking of a pathway of co-creating with the universe, okay? You could be an Aries person, ready to take the action and the abilities. Someone's looking at maybe someone's ambition, okay? A little bit of competitive energy there going on, but I can see the creativeness and the backbone to be creative, okay? So maybe you could be an extroverted person, okay? We're looking at the freedom, all right, but be careful. Behind you could be a headstrong person, someone very impatient. Look at the pride before the fall from a quick-tempered person, all right? So we're looking at illuminating the mind for your ships to come in by using your intuition, because now we see justice, okay? Justice is here. You could be looking at choices of your friendships, okay? Maybe looking over a contract or a marriage, all right? We're looking at contracts, maybe illegal. But remember, justice is every action has a reaction, okay? Looking at cause and effect, looking at a win-win solution when it comes to our choices. It could be a business decision, but the truth is out when you have the justice, okay? How heavy is your heart, all right? Is it heavy as a stone or as light as a feather? You could be an Aries person or a Libra person or a Taurus person. You're thinking about the actions and the ability to bring in fair, balance, and truth to something you have. Maybe someone's looking at bankruptcy, okay? Oh, what was in that? Oh, maybe a home. Maybe someone's splitting assets of a home, but we're looking at twin flame connection. We're looking at the Four of Wands. Because that was in there, you might just keep it in there, right? Okay, maybe someone feels left out in the cold in a home when it comes to stability and security. Because it's blunt talking. Maybe in this home about security. You could be seeing 1111 or 222. Or you're looking at the energy of feeling left out in the cold. Someone's probably looking at possessiveness, reliability, looking at spiritual recovery or a spiritual program. Someone could be introverted at home, maybe a Taurus person or a Libra person. We could look at the jealousy or laziness or self-indulgence. Someone is stubborn because the energy is always about loving material stuff. Now you could be looking at an artist or a gardener or looking at balancing the energy. Someone feels left out in the cold, maybe from earth angels, or tries to block an earth angel, okay, over jealousy, laziness, over self-indulgence. Or we're looking at the energy of Sagittarius, okay? We're seeking within oneself, direct talking, being honest to bring justice, okay? Somebody was very irresponsible, tactless, and someone's probably exaggerating their thoughts that's coming out of their mouth. So now someone's being very outspoken. You could be looking at the Philosopher's Stone. Everyone can take that out just by telling the truth. Remember the word sword, okay? It has the word S. Souls can take the words of the truth. Someone could be very talkative, a friendly person, but you're looking at explorer. You could be exploring a lawyer or looking at a priest or a philosophy of someone's foundation. Someone's balancing their emotions because it seems to be a foundation that was built on false ground. So now someone feels lost out of someone's home or temple of self. There seems to be imbalance within this home or structure of security of these choices. Could be a business situation. But someone's looking up though, seeking the self, but somebody's ignoring going within. Someone's ignoring going within because it seems to be a lie that was built on false ground. But someone keeps looking back, and the more they look back, they're going into a foundation that's going to be burning down. So now the angels have come in because they realized there was a foundation that was built on false ground, lying, stealing, cheating. But this person seems to be keep looking back, because it seems to be a battle or a 5 of swords holding tightly. This could be a bully holding very tightly to the swords of thief within the mind to bring violence, you know, physical, mental, verbal abuse within relationships, within their camp. Someone is walking around acting like a friend, but they keep looking back. An Aquarius person, a healer. Maybe they want to come back and have a conversation about delays, blocks, and obstacles within these choices of a pathway. So now a false ground, a foundation was built. It was already building, but someone went into someone's false ground. But while going into someone's false ground, lying or running away, you could be looking at a runner. They're still looking at an Aquarius person or lying about an Aquarius person. Take it as it resonates. So now we have stealing, cheating, someone being very deceptive, trying to run away with it. But we're looking at a foundation coming down due to a lie. This doesn't seem to be a balance. So now the universe is naturally balancing out a situation of a lie. Okay, so now we're looking at a tower. Within this foundation, it seems to be too many lies. 7 of Swords. Okay. 7 of Swords is betrayal, dishonesty. Someone trying to run away with it, but they're running into a burning building. Okay. But they have to look at healing. Maybe a pathway when it comes to a Taurus person, or the energy of I have a business for stability, groundship, big house. But it seems to be justice. Okay. Because there was liars just to get the situation. So now someone feels left out in the cold due to a lie. All right. The 6 of Pentacles means that someone was given but wasn't given back. Somebody was abusing someone's generosity when it comes to community assistance. So now someone's having the blunt truth about a balance that's not balance. It's imbalance due to a lie. So now we're bringing in balance, fairness, truth. All right. Someone's juggling investments. And this is why someone's going to be left out in the cold. Someone have to give back money. But they're suddenly up, worried maybe about an air sign person. So the thoughts are trapped within the connection to someone's immediate environment due to the way they communicate, and is masquerading as a friend, okay? Pretending to be a friend, stealing private information of intellect due to this person's lower scattered brain, all right? Now we're looking at a short journey. Someone seems to be wiring money because they're going to be left out in the cold. Investments. Could be a Taurus person or a Libra person or a Sagittarius person. Wiring out money for stability and security. Because they're going to feel left out in the cold. So the angels have come in because there was an imbalance to a 2 of Cups. God's 2 angels. So now we see a situation. A foundation was built on false ground and now it's coming down. Because they were trying to tie up 1 or 2 loose ends. Because we're trying to create a soul world. God's world. With fairness, balance, truth. You could be thinking of a King of Swords. Okay. King of Swords is like an international leader. Could be God. Could be someone that's in strategic business. But he's in his thoughts. Because he understands he can get information, wisdom from his experience about an investment. Okay, that's going to be haywire. Okay, and he can make major transformations. Okay, so someone was making major transformations. Okay, when it comes to finances. Okay, so someone has to look over their financial papers. All right, so now we understand someone felt left out in the cold. After you tie 1 of loose ends, now you're having stability, reliability, but you have to be patient by bringing balance, fairness, truth, and you have to bring simplicity. Okay, that's God's world. Now we're building, okay, because someone's got an offer. All right, maybe a Sagittarius person's probably going to get a penny back. Okay, so now we're looking at the actions, okay, of people's heart. It's heavy as a stone. And that's the information that God has got back from the earth angels. So now we're seeking a new cycle. We're being very outspoken, okay? Someone's bringing in a new foundation for themselves. So now you're going to plant your new foundation. God's giving you a foundation to plant a seed, to create from a gift, because you are gifted, collective. You can create it into a treasure, okay, after you build your foundation that was built on a false ground. We're looking at exaggerating, irresponsible people. So now the tower's coming down. You could be a priest, you could be a lawyer, you could be an explorer. We're looking at the hands of the angels, the 12 juries, okay? That's why you have justice in the spiritual world, okay? In the spiritual world, you have 12 jurors, all right? Aries, Gemini, Taurus, Cancer, Leo, Libra, Virgo, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Aquarius. And Pisces. It makes up one big spiritual body within you. You have a universe within you and outside of you, okay? So now you have to align all the planetaries within yourself. But somebody was lying, stealing, cheating. And now Mr. King of Wands has to create a whole new foundation by himself. Because now he's looking at someone was trying to hold on to his property, maybe a Taurus person, a possessive person that was masquerading as a friend, but wasn't a friend. So now this masculine has been guided by the angels to recreate his foundation on a solid ground, okay? Maybe this masculine trying to put behind him, all right, this lying, stealing, cheating person, or lying to an Aquarius person, because he keeps looking back at this healer, Aquarius person, his wish fulfillment. Maybe someone, a water sign person, is on his head that he lied, still cheated, okay? Maybe he lied behind the King of Wands, knowing his wish fulfillment. But in the air, there seems to be a lie, okay? This lie, someone keeps looking back at. Maybe the emotions of the King of Wands, or someone he knows on his pathway, maybe a business partner or a business decision. It comes to emotions. They think about the lie that they told behind the King of Wands to create a false foundation, because he saw an offer from the angels and someone didn't want to be left out. Maybe a Taurus person or maybe a Scorpio person, that desire, okay? Or Pisces person. So I'm looking at balancing. Someone was juggling. Someone was playing with someone's information when it comes to house deeds, business deeds, contract deeds, to bind a masculine to a contract. And now we're looking at a single person, Aquarius person. Maybe the King of Wands has a wish fulfillment to be single and to be with healing after a lie about a wish fulfillment. Now we're looking at inspiration. Maybe the thoughts, the emotions of this masculine is a wish fulfillment, but the air is a lie, okay? So now we're looking back at healing. So maybe this masculine is looking at independent, wealthy woman that lied to him, which was a star, someone that was famous. So now this masculine is looking at his fulfillment. That was a lie. Now we have an insight about how to bring your ships to come in. Okay, so now maybe this masculine's been looking back at an Aquarius person that's been single, while he's been masquerading with a fake person, being very reliable to a fake person to act like they were independent and wealthy. And that was the secret of deception. On this pathway, giving business deals and donations to maybe a Taurus person. So now we see a secret is being revealed, okay, about an investment, okay? Someone juggling, wiring, that made a stalemate for soulmates. Now someone's going to see a cellmate in spiritual prison, all right? Someone tying up one or two loose ends, okay? Maybe contracts, maybe looking at one or two friends, all right? Going within, seeking the truth. When you seek the truth, you see yourself. When you seek yourself, guess what? You seek the truth. So you could be a Virgo person, all right? Someone at work tying up one or two loose ends, but they feel left out in the cold when it comes to the soul world, because not everybody's prepared to go within, okay? So someone who looks like they're working on maybe putting in the right intentions, actions, and energy within the soul world, but they feel left out in the cold. Because around them, they're working on balancing the emotions, because on the mind, it's a tower that was built on false foundation. Somebody masquerading as a friend but wasn't a friend, that was famous, that was a wish fulfillment for this lie, for a foundation, for Ace of Pentacles, from books, contracts, from the earth angels, So now someone feels left out in the cold because someone's looking at someone on the internet working. Maybe a spiritual person because they're both naked, Aquarius person. Maybe this King of Wands is looking at a new job, rise, promotion or investment. But there seems to be a stagnation, deception when it comes to investments on a pathway, when it comes to money, and blocking an earth angel. A lie. Someone's world, maybe a Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, a Leo, is on the foundation of a lie, deception. There seems to be a celebration that was going around this world with a Taurus person, but it was a lie. They were masquerading as friends, but they weren't friends, they were fake. So now maybe someone wants to tie one of loose ends because they keep looking back at this earth angel blending their emotions with the yin and the yang, the light and the dark. Because now we see an earth angel, that's a star seed planting their seeds from the hands of God in front of the King of Wands. That's thinking of fake foundation because he ran away from an Aquarius person and watered the foundation of an earth sign person to look independently wealthy. But it was a lie. Taurus person on their pathway was getting business investments, lying, stealing, cheating on the foundation of a King of Wands. So now we see this lie of this seed from the earth angels. And now we have a heartbreak. Maybe a Libra's heartbroken, okay? Or a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo person. But this King of Wands seems to be looking at this heartbreak when it comes to an offer from the earth angels. But the investments and contracts went to someone that was masquerading as a friend for the greed or desire for a long-term security and stability. All right? So now the foundation of this contract or this book deal or looking at anything earthly, okay? Because we're looking at situation with possessiveness, reliability, looking at the loving of materialism, but you have to look at the energy of patience, okay, to balance. But someone looks like they're in the jealousy of the Capricorn as well. They wanted this masculine to be alone or the earth angel to be alone so they could take the foundation of the seed from God's earth angels because they were seeking money, status, and power. So now we see the ambitious of someone when it comes to their discipline or their methodology. Because remember, this is all that matter. Earthly. So someone was looking for someone, the earth angel, to be alone, but someone's going to be very frustrated. Maybe a Capricorn person, a Taurus person, or a Taurus, Capricorn, Taurus. All right. So now we're looking at the energy of this new cycle when it comes to a seed, the foundation, when it comes to spirituality. All right. We're looking at the energy of someone is looking at someone's analytical work. They were dedicated to the seed from the earth angels. Now we're looking at discriminating of the effort or maybe the health of someone's consciousness. So now we're looking at someone offered help to a King of Wands, but they built a foundation with a false person, but they keep looking back at the star seed, an Aquarius person that's pure and responsible. But somebody came in overcritical, fussy, worrying and acting like they know it all. So now we see a situation where the earth angels now have come in to the foundation and blown it all away. Someone's lying. Someone loved the limelight and they took that pathway of choices, okay, seeking business choices, multiple choices. Now looking at options within our pathway, okay. A King of Wands. King of Wands is looking at a heartbreak because in his mind, he's thinking about himself and his foundation and this lie he told to a Aquarius person and he was given to a Taurus person. So now looking at a wish fulfillment, that was a lie from an earth sign person. So now we're looking at maybe wish fulfillment. Looking at a lie, that's a heartbreak. That was a painful ending, a rock bottom when it comes to this decision. It came with obstacles, delays, but you have to use your intuition to cover your heart because the heart is the seat of the soul. All right? So we're looking at the soul world that was offered to a King of Wands. But Genevieve Nadia was much more important to this masculine. So now we're talking about someone giving someone an offer of contracts, money, donations, so they can look independently wealthy. And that's the thoughts of maybe a Libra person, or the energy of the thoughts of the King of Wands. When you think about his friends, partnerships, maybe his marriage, maybe his individual relationship with himself, when it comes to contracts, partnerships, but it looks like law. All right? Someone has a wish fulfillment, okay? Maybe a counterpart, a Queen of Wands. But the Queen of Wands is very independent, maybe a Aquarius person or a Leo Sagittarius person. We're looking at the thoughts behind the backs of a King of Wands when it comes to the wish fulfillment from a Libra person, Scorpio Pisces person, Aquarius person, and an Earth sign person. There you go. Foundation fall. There you go. Maybe this masculine went twice back and forth with this person, working back and forth. They keep building these foundations and it keeps coming back down again. Maybe he saw Aquarius person twice in his whole life, and then when he saw her again, he ran away to who? An Earth sign person that needed her ass wiped. Okay? Now we're looking at working on self-mastery. This is past life energy that's come back. This has got the willpower to be a soul, having a human experience. We're looking at stability. All right? We're looking at security. But we're looking at maybe blending the mind, body, and soul to take a leap of faith. All right? We're going into new projects. Maybe some of you, okay, you're talking about the King of Swords. All right? King of Swords is maybe looking at a situation where he's putting down his foundation. Could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius person. He wants to heal. Maybe he's looking at being more independent because of wish fulfillment. But his wish fulfillment could be a water sign person. But at the moment, he's got to be very careful when it comes to a fire sign person. Maybe an Aries person. Because when it comes to home, stability, letters, speed. When it comes to like love, passion. Look at deception though. Okay. Let's put this back. Oh, thinking. Ending. So someone had a wish fulfillment. Someone's thinking of ending an earth angel. And that was the thoughts of a Queen of Pentacles. A Taurus person. That was the risk they were prepared to take. Now we've got justice. For Aquarius person. Which is now in a burden for a Queen of Pentacles. Use your intuition on your pathways when it comes to creating from the spirituality and when it comes to the earth matter. All right. So you can make some good decisions. Someone's looking at the world being in their hand. We've got to manage the emotions because there seems to be a few obstacles, a few mountains. We're looking at behind. Someone wants to put a few things behind them, it looks like. Because they're thinking on this pathway when it comes to friendships, partnerships, marriages, about equal give and take, about secret, about giving contracts, business contracts, for someone to look like they were independently wealthy. Somebody started wiring money. Because now we're looking at donations secretly given, but it was given to a false person. Someone's gone within and talking to God. They got the truth about this pathway. Maybe an Aries person or a Libra person. Maybe they're thinking about an Aries person. Now they got the truth for their seat within. Now they're healing the heart by talking to their ancestors for justice. Because it seems to be someone fighting maybe a contract that doesn't belong to them. Because they want to feel left out in the cold when it comes to finances. So now someone feels stuck in the thoughts, maybe a Gemini person, about justice. Somebody wanted entrapment when it comes to these letters of an air sign person, an earth angel, a starseed. Someone came in and blocked the starseed because they wanted the donations of the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is donation, a Taurus person applying their foundation. Because behind them, they were making sure that air sign person was stuck so they didn't get any justice. So nobody worked with that person. So now we're looking at someone creating slander on someone's name. A higher priestess that's higher than the Pope. An earth angel. Now we understand there was things to be revealed when it came to the contracts. From the downloads from the earth angels that are connected to God. The veil between spirit and heaven and earth. We're looking at balancing the yin and the yang. Because now we see this pathway was created on deception. And deception is the reception on the mind. of this King of Wands. King of Wands is looking at a missed opportunity because he built a foundation on a lie. Maybe he took that energy of the emotions, okay, of Cancer, the feeling of a missed opportunity of building a fake foundation away from a Aquarius person because they ran into a lie and a missed opportunity. God gave the King of Wands an opportunity and the King of Wands ran away and all he wants to do is look back. So now Aquarius person has brought their mind to calmer waters because they understand there was an ending. Somebody wants to end a star seed to make sure their seeds were in their pocket of coins full. For what? Materialism, the love of materialism. Seeking that desire for money, status and power. So now someone seems to be very frustrated in the mind, I guess. Maybe a Scorpio, Pisces person. Because Aquarius person is not trapped. They never were. They've been guided by the angels. Always has to make their default be healing. Now we're pouring spirituality into oneself. Okay? And this is what the air sign wanted, an Aquarius person, to give them all that information and give it through the King of Wands to plant her foundation, to water her seeds, to make her look like she was independent. So now we see a lie coming out. Somebody was lying, masquerading as a friend. You could be thinking of an air sign person, a wish fulfillment, but there was a lie of the foundation of this wish fulfillment. A Taurus person was relying on an Aquarius person when it comes to their donations. If somebody wants to heal the situation, maybe. You could be thinking about an Aquarius person wanting to give back donations, the seeds that came from the thoughts of her mind, of ideas that had connected from God. She's an earth angel, a star seed. But greed for the need to suck honeybees was the only thing for the shell from hell and heels that kneels to the demands of the devil. Taurus person. So now this star seed is a healer. Maybe people want to start giving back because it's going to be a burden for many people. There seems to be a lack of boundaries, giving donations, maybe to a Sagittarius person or an Aries person. That's the thoughts of maybe a Libra person, or the thoughts of a masculine person, or this is the situation of the soul of the self. The pathway the soul has gone through is a wounded warrior dealing with maybe giving money to a Taurus person. Juggling. That's what they call balance. Juggling. So now it becomes a painful ending. That's what they wanted for a star seed. Now justice is here. Because God doesn't tolerate foolery. This is Judgment Day. Not everyone wants to listen. Somebody was holding on to greed for that desire for long-term security and stability. Somebody was stabbing someone behind the back, an air sign person, slandering. Oh yeah. Creating mental, physical, emotional abuse. Somebody's coming to peace to it, an air sign person. Because they understand a Taurus person could be a masculine or a feminine. When implanting a foundation with the ideas from the earth angels, the higher priestess. The world will be going within, hermit at some point. Soul world will be created. Because right now we're going to go within and we're seeing the devil. Go within, seek your truth. And somebody went within and saw a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo person. It's the devil. A toxic person trying to tie up one or two loose ends by doing dark spiritual practices to plant their seeds in front of a King of Wands. Someone seems to be very possessive, frustrated, jealous. Now we're probably going to a political position, you know. Now we're getting realistic about the world that we live in today. We're looking at the Devil's Daughter, a book offer given to the King of Wands by the Earth Angels. Because they came in to do a book called In Love and Always. and talk about the soul purpose and have a spiritual conversation with two soulmates. But an earth person got involved for fame. Now they're heartbroken over this lie. I just saw a lie pop out. A team of people. I saw 3 of Pentacles. Became a 4 of Pentacles. Holding on to greed. The Green Reaper. So now we have an offer by God about a book. The King of Wands is probably looking at the truth about this book. About the Higher Priestess. About the Earth Angel. About God. About having a God moment. God has come and gave an offer through the Higher Priestess for you to have your Ace of Pentacles. You need to be in truth, or you will not be welcome to the soul world. The Empress is letting you know this, because God is connected to the Empress, because she's the divine feminine. Now they're watching on the internet the divine feminine and God giving you lot a real good talking to. Whoever wants to, keep strolling, keep strolling. Maybe it's not the time for you to hear. Remember, we're all energy. We all go through the same things, but we deal with different things at different times. Okay? In different ways. So looking at getting our information to make transformations. So we're going to write a new Bible, if you like it or not. Now we're looking at the King of Wands. He's looking at this offer by God. Okay? But it seems to be a burden. Maybe Sagittarius on the King of Wands, wish fulfillment. Okay? Now looking at wish fulfillment, maybe the minds come to calmer waters because there was a foundation built on false ground. The jurist has come in and given the judge, God, the paperwork to do his transformation. Now court is open. Someone's going to spiritual prison, mental prison or earth prison for an act they should never have done. We're meant to be on earth, idolizing God only. You're not meant to become idols, and you're not meant to be idolized. So now there's going to be a very sad moment for a few people that's going to be missing out on an opportunity. Self-imposed restrictions, isolations, imprisonment, nightmares, anxiety, grief, and depression. We're looking at burnt out souls of depression for too many burdens of other people's madness. We're looking at a wish fulfillment to bring to calmer waters, relocation. Maybe it was a relocation wish to a Taurus person to be the star, center of attention. So now there's a come to home Jesus moment. Aquarius person is single. Maybe a King of Wands is thinking how to bring to calmer waters an equal give and take after a fake foundation. Okay? And that's the truth. When you seek the truth within yourself, you get clarity. You can make breakthroughs after there was deception of people barking up the wrong tree and people pleasing for the sake of donations and public assistance. Okay? Public assistance came down from our ancestors and we're demanding every single seed be given back for the last 12 or 5 years. Thank you. Scorpio, Cancer person is looking at boundaries when it comes to a Taurus person or a Sagittarius person. There's going to be a painful ending because now we have an insight. You have to use your intuition when there is deception and an unknown problem. Okay? We're looking at unloved. We're looking at abandonment when it comes to people's decisions. Okay? Now we see obstacles when it comes to a lie. Someone's going to spiritual prison. Maybe a Virgo person. Okay? Looking at spiritual prison. A Sagittarius person or an Aries person. Or a Libra person. Woo! For their judge. They're being judged about how they dealt with this new pouring of new self-love for a soul world on this pathway of soulmates. Instead of having understanding They came with defense. They wanted fame. So they held on like a couple of devils and started fighting over information about a spiritual romantic journey sent down by God. 3 people getting involved. There you go. King of Wands probably feel left out in the cold because he went to a promiscuous person, lying, stealing, cheating, to a lover. Oh yeah, maybe his counterpart that was alone, Aquarius, a Queen of Swords. The Emperor is now heartbroken. Why? He went reliable to an earth sign person. That's the truth. Now they're going to have a pause on their Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune comes with what? The 2 of Cups. Okay? Someone's looking at their stability, looking at their immaturity, maybe the Queen of Pentacles. Why? Because she's coming to an end. Justice is here for their deception, of her reception of what she did, the risk that she took. Okay, so now we're looking at God's heartbroken. King of Wands probably heartbroken because you lot don't believe in God. You lot believe in the money though. You lot believe in lying, stealing, cheating though. And then you lot will go around saying, God bless. God bless. What? Because you lied, stealing, and cheated to get your money. So now you're blaming God again. You lot got no behavior, no balance, no behavior, no behavior, no behavior. Self-love is what's the answer. We're looking at obstacles, looking at delays. You've got to use your intuition to keep the heart open, okay? Maybe it's the King of Wands looking at this deception. Maybe he's heartbroken about painful ending, people backstabbing on purpose and using their gobs to sink people's ships. Now we're looking at justice with some sharp talking about this insight. Okay? Maybe someone's looking at their trade to come in, but they seem to be trapped in just lies, man. Just pure lies. Now justice is here about this lie. All the information from the 12 jurors through the higher priestess about this foundation that was blocked, that was created on a different foundation. It sailed into a Taurus person for their healing of finances. Now all 12 juries have gone to God about this book, about this product, about this seed. Everyone has to go within to seek their own star within themselves to come into the soul world. Because the seed that God tried to plant through a book for the higher priestess, it got blocked. Justice is here because someone's going to spiritual prison, earth prison, or mental prison for this backstabbing. Okay? For juggling and wiring money. Maybe a Sagittarius and a Gemini person with a Taurus person. So now we're looking at deception, the insight of the deception. Somebody tried to win at any cost. So they bring bullying, thieving, mental, physical, verbal abuse. So now we have looking at a heartbreak. Because there was an imbalance and that's going to be balance coming in. Because God is the heart of the reading. Or a King of Swords. Could be a lawyer. Could be a detective. Just could be a King of Swords. Looking at his own foundation, his own plan. He's looking at his own wish fulfillment, trying to create. Because now we're looking at heartbroken, a team of people's heartbroken. This could be a worship group, heartbroken about this decision. And that's what the King of Wands is looking at. Ace of Pentacles becomes a burden. A seed from God that we're meant to be working on as a team became a dirty mess, a massive burden that shouldn't have been this way if everyone believed in God. But you like believe in your money though. You want to act like healers and influencers, but you don't believe in God. You steal it, cheat it, and then go around in the middle of this world and saying, oh, God gave it to us. God didn't. You lied for it. God doesn't lie. God don't steal. God don't cheat. What are you talking about? So now we're looking at working. Maybe the King of Wands is working. We're looking at a burden, maybe on the King of Wands' head, of a missed opportunity, of a foundation built on false ground. God is helping this masculine with his burdens. But he has to go within to see his own truth, to see God. And his answers helping him with his missed opportunity, his wish fulfillment, to relocate, to give an equal give and take to an Aquarius person. Because he's worried. He's stressed out about this burden. Because that's probably at work. Got to be working with this King of Cups. That's come back to judgment, man. He's under judgment as well about this pathway. He's going to have a foundation fall as well. Because now we're looking at the Four of Swords. Thoughts about someone's wish fulfillment, relocation, allocation, conflicts within and outside of oneself, conflicts about emotions, wish fulfillments, relocations, stealing, cheating, the runner running into a foundation that had no emotions. It's just burden, stress, anxiety, nightmares within a team that's heartbroken about promotions, about contracts. This King of Pentacles, this King of Swords, maybe they're upset about God because they don't believe in God. Now they're stressed. Now the King of Swords looking at his promotion. He's looking at his higher self. Maybe he feels connected to a situation. Maybe a Sagittarius person feels like a burden when it comes to his creation because his mind needs to be stimulated. So now he feels heartbroken about this justice, maybe, about a lie, stealing, cheating. Maybe with a Leo person. Someone's juggling someone's happiness for money. It's coming to an end. The secret has to come to an end. We see a Tower moment. There seems to be conflicts, rivals. And somebody needs to walk away. Someone needs to walk away from a famous person, earth sign person that's only seeking independent wealth. You can't be in a relationship and say you're independent wealth. If it was a couple thing. Even if you're doing a partnership in business or relationship, how can you look for independent wealth? It's a team, isn't it? Relationships, whether it's business or juggle. So now we look at someone's walking away, maybe to a water sign person for healing, give and take to heal, independent. Oh. How long been there? Interesting. Okay, someone's thinking about their pathway because it seems to be justice when it comes to isolation or self-restriction. Someone's looking at planting a foundation, but it seems to be blocked before, but now someone's planting a new foundation. But when they look at their intuition, it seems to be hidden feelings, and now they feel like they missed out an opportunity for planting a foundation, maybe with a Virgo person and a Taurus person, because now you're looking at someone's looking into calmer waters on this pathway by getting the truth of information, by going within oneself. But now we understand when you go within, you'll see the spiritual world, all right? By using your higher self. Someone wanted the higher self to be stuck, or justice is a Taurus person when it comes to higher self. It's stuck, man. It's entrapment. It's getting spiritual prison for what they did. They planted their foundation. They taught this spiritual worship and planted their foundation by lying, stealing, cheating. They weren't invited. They should have been patient. Missed opportunity with a water sign person by putting pills in someone's drink. Now someone's blocked. Because now we're looking at a King of Swords is thinking of a higher priestess, which is the Queen of Cups. Maybe he feels really intuitively connected to this person. But he's looking at a regret though. He feels like he's missed out on that opportunity. I feel he went to sleep and started thinking about their past life. This King of Swords. But he's looking at trying to block an emotion though. Maybe for a Sagittarius person or an Aries person. Because maybe he's quite wary of the fire sign person. Could be Sagittarius or Aries person. Yeah, because he's looking at a foundation of juggling. And now he feels he needs to balance out his emotions while he replants the foundation. But to do that, even though he's not with this Queen of Cups, the thoughts of her is bringing his mind to calmer waters to deal with this lie that he has to deal with. A lie that was a wish fulfillment from a fire sign person. And that's what he's thinking of. Yeah, he's thinking of manifesting calmer waters. Because he sees the skills and the talent of this lie, of this wish fulfillment. Because he keeps thinking about it. It could be a relationship, it could be a friend, it could be a contract. But it seems to be a massive fight with a fire sign person. So he's coming to calmer waters, maybe to heal the situation when it comes to Aquarius or Taurus, or to have, I have to come to like equal give and take, maybe. Or maybe he feels inspired by this Queen of Cups to bring in his healing of thoughts. Yeah, King of Cups. Yeah, he is using her to deal with this. To bring balance to his mind, to bring to calmer waters after a lie. Because he wants to come in eventually as a reliable King of Cups to her. I reckon he knows that's his soulmate. But it's a lie. But he's burdened by the lie about his lack of, I reckon he fears maybe a fire sign woman, Aries or Sagittarius. Because I think they're going to be more in vengeance against maybe him or a water sign person. Even though they lied and set up him to have this relationship, because it's money, isn't it? He's going to have a hard time with this fire sign person. Yeah, this fire sign person when it comes to this lie. And him taking a leap of faith to work on a reunion. Yeah, King of Swords, yeah. He made that decision to go for a union, but deception. He's releasing that pain though. But he sees this strong thing though. He said it has a strong connection, but it's this. I reckon he's getting real bad messages from this woman as well. And I reckon he's found out maybe she's been stalking the woman that he likes. I don't know how these women find these out, but they do. So maybe he feels wounded about all the money he gave to help them and how much money someone wired money from their accounts or something. I reckon she done something he's not happy with when it comes to money. I think that was their breaking point. Something to do with money. Because he keeps looking back at this money. And it was a lot of money. Yet he said he's looking back at this devil, Taurus and Sagittarius, or Aries person. He said devils, man. Yeah, he said, yeah, the devil, the lover. They're just jealous of the Two of Cups. I knew it. He knows. I think he doesn't want to come close to her. I think he wants to try and protect this one from her. But intuition, with her intuition, your intellect, and you're together, why are you worried about outside forces, man? That's madness. They can't do nothing. Later. What drives them is him being away from her. That's why they'll keep trying. That's where he's going wrong as well. King of Wands, maybe you think about the King of Wands. Maybe think about the King of Wands. Nah, man. Later. The more he's away from her, they win. They're happy. He'll get nagged all the time. That's not going to stop. He's a burden, though. He feels like, yeah, and Sagittarius, Aries person on his inside. He had an insight into some form of contract, some deed, house deed, something deed that was in her name. He didn't know about it. He probably got married, didn't even know about it. Something to do with money, contract, insight, burden. Someone wired money, and I think that must have been the last straw for this masculine. He shouldn't have been there in the first place. It wasn't a strong enough relationship for them to be there in the first place. So he's got a lot of lessons to learn about emotions and his intuition and balancing his emotions. Yeah, because I knew it. They're fighting. I don't understand when people fight over people's things. It's just, that's a bit mental, isn't it? Don't know. It's crazy. So then you're looking at balancing. Yeah, juggling. He said, yeah, that's the painful ending. It was the juggling. They were holding back money. And he's going to find information about documents about money. And it's going to be a burden. But she's going to be his inspiration, though, to keep going. I knew it. Sagittarius, he said, it's a bloody devil, bro. He said, no, the foundation has to come to an end. That person's going to stop. What I tell you, Queen of Pentacles is never far from the devil. I knew it. He said, yeah, I don't like her. God don't like her. We know this already. Yeah, because you can't be bad and think God's going to like you after that. Yeah, he's thinking about the Queen of Cups. He really loves her. He wants a wish fulfillment. It could be two different masculines, you know, carrying a burden. They could have been like in a team or something. Because he feels very connected. He's using his intuition and his higher self. Or using tarot maybe of Aquarius person when it comes to balancing. Maybe he's trusting a tarot reader or trusting his own intuition, his own inner wisdom, with tarot maybe. Maybe some of it on the internet as well. But they're looking at their own world, tying up one of loose ends. But he's in his full truth though. But his thoughts is definitely on the Queen of Cups. I knew it. He loves her so much. That's his star. That's his star. He said, yep, over there. It's a burden holding him back, he said. I want to balance with her. I want to hold her. But I don't know. If you want your ex to control you over money and contracts and you stay away, I don't know. At least you should have told her the truth. He says, yeah, I should have. I wasn't moving right. No, he wasn't. He's got the willpower to go within to complete one or two loose ends about a wish fulfillment that was a misfulfillment. He wants to talk to this woman, but they're talking already. And I think that's what's frustrating him. They talk from within already when he's sleeping. And that's what's frustrating him as well, holding back. He's fighting his thoughts about change. He's fighting his thoughts. Could be 4 or 5 years. Yeah, he's balancing. He's thinking of her about a painful ending. God's earth angels have come in and saw this situation. Heaven and earth. God's angels with earth angels. Mother Earth. Earth angels. Painful ending when it comes to challenges, obstacles, conflicts with someone that only had lights on outside of themselves and none inside. So it was taking the lights, people's sparkling lights away for their own stability and security, to hold on for long-term stability, manipulation, tricks with options for their happiness. Now looking at Ace of Cups, maybe King of Pentacles, is looking at projects to bring justice after conflict. He's thinking of a Tower moment. The Emperor is looking left out in the cold. It's gone within to bring the calmer waters after a battle with a lover. King of Wands is looking at rewards, but he's got to walk away from being reliable. Or he wants to walk to someone to be reliable. When it comes to immature emotions, man, he's got to walk away from. He just keeps giving to this fucking Taurus person. I don't know why, man. It's madness. But emotions, though, with a counterpart. But he's stressed about giving. Everyone's stressed about this bloody Taurus. He gets around, man. Trust me. If you'd all got together in one room, I bet her funeral, bare man's, yeah, I touched that. What, at the same time as me? Yeah, bro. She weren't busy doing no farming. She was milking from my pipe, oh baby. The truth. Justice by a lie. I'm an air sign person, Cancer person, and Virgo person. When it comes to this soul world, Cancer person keeps looking back at this truth. Somebody's walking wrong on strong, they don't care. Someone's getting to public humiliation. And they know they're going to be not in this world. But the Chariot is only could be the feminine family. The feminine energy can only go into the Chariot anyway. So now someone looks like they're defending themselves. The King of Swords looks like he's got these obstacles under control now. He's looking at balancing. Even if he doesn't feel it, the angels are guiding him. So yeah, he's got this burden under control. Yeah, he's working on this thing now. Oh gosh. All right, so he says, yeah, I've got a new contract, new promotion. He's going to be promoted double as well, more than what he did before. Justice is here for this King of Swords because someone tried to hold a team of people, maybe this worship group or family or friends or contracts, maybe his wife or partner, whatever, tried to hold on to his properties. He's getting double the amount because now you've got Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles. he's coming out the winner in the end. So all this burden, all this stress, maybe it's King of Wands, maybe two different masculines, one masculine at once. They're looking at wish fulfillment when it comes to being alone. King of Swords. King of Swords is up at night, probably worried about a King of Wands, or a King of Wands is the King of Swords, and he's up at night about his burden. But he's got the truth, not about the truth, and he's healing. He's healed, he's the healer. He's got inspiration, maybe from an Aquarius person, about this burden, about balancing after a wish fulfillment was missed. And you look at the Emperor, the King of Wands. The Pharaoh's back. Hey, wish fulfillment, coming to calmer waters after he went into a difficult location with a water sign person. Maybe looking at a situation with a water sign person and a Sagittarius person. You're looking at the devil, man. We're looking at the devil going for a tower moment. Okay. Someone's very toxic. Maybe someone drinks too much. Someone's got addiction and they're going for a painful ending. Maybe a water sign masculine that was lying, stealing, cheating with a Capricorn earth sign person. They were backstabbing. Maybe a Leo person behind the back. And now the healer comes in. Can you see the devil comes in? And then you got the temperance all in this. And now the healer comes to the temple now. And now, if you walk away from people, things, and places, because all this is here, now healing begins. Because you got to walk away. You got to have that inner strength. Walk away. It's all there now. What are you worried for? What are you holding back for? Come on, King of Swords. So now we're looking at the Emperor, King of Wands, in his King of Swords. He's mastered his intellect and he's thinking of an Aquarius person. And the ending, walking away, keeping stuck. And not tying up loose ends. And the Queen of Pentacles holding on to greed. Going for a foundation for why? Because they wanted celebration. They wanted like events, stability, you name it. Blocked. Blocked. Go within and you see this fight with these lovers. Go within, man. Calmer waters, King of Wands, looking at victory, walking away. Maybe towards, I don't know. A new love maybe, being more reliable. Maybe investing in some emotion with a counterpart. A wish fulfillment, happy ever after. But Taurus person's worried, or a Gemini person worried about the instability and the wish fulfillment coming to an end, unfulfilled. Everyone's been judged, man. I think this is a joke. Okay, remember, walking love, talking truth. Love you guys. Bye.